Okay, I'm going to take a little bit, a couple of minutes, and cover this is how I get 5,000, the footwork that I use to get 5,000 scores on the strike meter. Okay, now 5,000 is the maximum score on the strike meter, and I really use this footwork, especially with something like the palm strike. All right, so this is not footwork that you will use maybe if you're at a distance from your partner, kind of moving around. But if you want to power up that shot and get a little bit more power into the strike, that's where this footwork really comes in handy. Now, before I show you what I've done, or the footwork that I use, I want to just take a couple of minutes and explain two types of footwork that are very common in the martial arts and that I utilize myself. I'm going to go from this angle. So the first one is the step and drag, and I got this from my Wing Chun training. And with the step and drag, you're in basically a stance, and you can be in any stance, okay? What you're going to do is you're really going to reach with that front foot. And this is going to get your body weight moving forward very fast, and then this is going to just drag up behind it, okay? But the key to this is that the front foot's going to really lunge out there, and then you're going to recover your stance, okay? It's a really good way to just kind of get momentum into something without really relying on hips and more the momentum of going into the target, okay? So that is known as the step and drag, okay? Once again, very useful footwork, and I use it myself quite a bit. So you're here, you're in a stance, big step, and then this thing just drags up behind it. The other footwork that's very common in the martial arts is called the push step. And the push step is named because you're really pushing off of the rear foot. It's kind of the opposite view of the step and drag in a sense. So basically, you're in a stance. I'm going to lift this front foot off the ground just a little bit, but now the movement's going to happen with the push off the rear foot. So lift, and you see how I push myself, okay? And I know this is a little bit exaggerated, but I really want you to catch it. So once again, I'm in a stance. Lift the front foot, push off the back, and then you plant yourself back down in your stance. Once again, that footwork is all powered in, a little bit exaggerated for today's, but this is how you see it. Very powerful off that back foot, okay? Now, I would also tell you the push step is a really good thing for you to practice at a plyometric perspective and just practice push stepping your way, across the dance floor or across the mat area and back. Very good plyo type exercise that will also help you get your power. However, when I take my footwork and I combine it with my strikes, I do not use the push step as you've seen it, okay? And what I do, and if you know me, you're going to know I'm very good at when it comes to power, is I take a whole bunch of stuff and I synergize it, okay? And I look at the components and I synergize. So I'm never saying do this or that. What I'm usually saying is, can I do a little bit of that? And would that give me more than just an additive aspect? Usually I can get you some exponential. So what I actually do when I really hit with power is I combine the push step and the step and drag. And this gives me tremendous power. So I'm going to really exaggerate. I'm going to rock right back. I almost have everything on here. There's very little. This is just being lifted so you can see. Very little weight here. I'm here, and then I'm going to do the whole push off and step and drag with the lead all in one motion. And I'll fire my shot behind that. Okay? So the rear foot is going to be push step. Front foot's going to be step and drag. And you're going to lunge and you're going to fire with that sort of footwork. All right? Once again, I'm going to rock back. All my weight's going to come here. And you're going to explode forward, okay? And you can see as I do that, I cover quite a bit of distance. If you picture your center of gravity, the more you can make your center of gravity move from start to finish, the bigger that movement, the more power you will generally generate, within reason, of course. So once again, for power hitting, this is not used for boxing around with somebody or out at a range or something. Not really positioning footwork. This is power when I'm going to want to hit somebody really, really hard. I'm going to rock back, power off, as I do that lead foot step and drag. play with it and see how it works for you.